Honored guests, members of the HBS faculty and staff, alumni, and students, let me again welcome you to the Diploma ceremony for the Harvard Business School class of 2024. That's right, you can clap again, that's right. I'm Matt Weinzierl, I'm a member of the faculty, and I'm fortunate to serve as the faculty chair of the MBA program. I would typically be joined in this moment by Jana Kierstead, Executive Director of the MBA and Doctoral Programs and Alumni Relations, and my partner in stewarding this program, but happily, Jana is celebrating the graduation of her daughter at another part of the university this afternoon, so she wishes she could be with you. It's such a special time with all of you and all of your loved ones, but she sends her very best. Let me recognize two colleagues who join us on stage today, Professor Dennis Yao and Director Jen Mucciarone, who oversee the HBS doctoral program as well. I'd also like to take a moment and ask all of you to join me in celebrating the commitment and the work of all the staff and faculty at HBS, not just today, not just commencement week, but all year round, the really unparalleled team at HBS and the MBA and doctoral programs and far beyond, several of whom join us on stage today behind me. Students, or should I say graduates? That's right. If I say the number 638, can you recall when Jana and I first told you that? And of course you can, because Michelle and Audubon gave you a big hint yesterday by talking about 637. You first heard 638 back in Klarman Hall in August of 2022 during the START program. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that was one of the first days of class for the class of 2024, and 638 was the number of days from that day to today. And so here we find ourselves, 638 days later. I was thinking about that for you this morning, and I was thinking about how it may feel like those 638 days passed in an instant, like it was just yesterday that you were imagining what those 638 days might have in store for you. But then again, think about how much you've learned, how much you've experienced, how much you've grown during those 638 days, even perhaps how much you've been transformed from who you were back then and back there in Klarman. You might be thinking about the hundreds of class sessions, from National Cranberry to, that's right, to Everest, to the 50-page plus biggie cases that you wrestled with. Sorry about that, once more. You might be thinking about the dozens of courses you took from CMFS to CYL to MSO to ALD to MIDI, and even those EC courses that don't have an acronym attached to them, that have developed not only your knowledge about the world and yourself, but also your judgment and your decision-making. You might be thinking about the thousands of conversations you've had with all those seated right around you, whether it's in Aldrich or Hawes, of course, but also in Spangler and Shad and the iLab, just walking around our glorious campus, which is glorious even on a day like today. That's really built in you the muscle and that reflex, above all, to listen to each other, to listen to other people's experiences and insights. But most of all, I hope you might think about how all that learning and conversation, with all those sitting around you today, has raised your expectations of the difference that you might make in the world. Now, I know that those 638 days have included their share of good and bad days. Days when you felt on top of the world, and days when you weren't quite sure of your place in it. That's true for all of us. The world has certainly had good and bad days over the past 638. In fact, the last many months, in particular, have had more than their share of bad, very bad, even terrible days. Let me suggest that these past 638 days, with all their ups and downs, and moments of success and failure, joy and pain, have been preparing you for the next 15,000 days, hopefully more. 15,000 days in which those around you, those with whom you live and work, will be looking to you as leaders to make more of their days good ones. That, of course, is the great responsibility that comes with the opportunity that the HBS MBA bestows. A responsibility to use those 15,000 plus days to their fullest, to be a leader who makes a difference in the world. And fortunately, 15,000 days gives you lots of chances to do that. So I suggest we continue with our work of sending you off into that world this afternoon. Over the next couple of hours, up on this stage, you're going to see staff and faculty members who lead the MBA and doctoral programs, alumni whose achievements inspire us all, and of course, each of more than 1,000 students who are about to go off into the world as HBS graduates and cherished members of the HBS community.